Hello everybody, I'm Diane Demetre, Master Mindset Mentor and Consciousness Coach, and I'm on a mission to shift one mind at a time, one business at a time, to a master mindset. Welcome to Power Chat. Each week I'll be sharing some of the insights, shortcuts and strategies that I've developed over the past 30 years to help you manifest more health, wealth, happiness, love and success in your life. Feel free to ask questions as we go, and I'll get to them as soon as I can during the masterclass. And drop a hello in at the moment to let me know that you're there and we can get started. So, hello Robin, I know there's a few more joining us, and I know that we're doing it a different time sort of for the daylight savings state, so we'll see if they've remembered and got it right, or maybe they've all been there an hour beforehand. Anyway, let's begin, shall we? This is episode 11 of Power Chat, and tonight we're going to be looking at why risk enriches our lives. Helen Keller wrote, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." And I find that such an inspiring statement, and it's a motto I've lived by, I think, looking back on it, all my life, and in many ways without even knowing it. Oh, we've got people are coming in. Thank you, Tracy, Kimya, Michelle, lovely to have you there. All good. So it's a fabulous statement. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. And when we see life as a daring adventure, it gives us such power and promise. Such a simple statement, and yet such powerful promise in that statement. So consider for yourself, when was the last time you dared to live your life as a daring adventure? Or are you really just sort of going through the motions and each day sort of becomes the same and it's the same old, same old? It's easy to get in a rut and it's easy to get in a groove. And of course, it's up to us with our perspective and our mindset always to shake it up a bit and to actually look at life and go, how is life? What is life to me? Because let me tell you, if it's the same old, and you start to fall from boredom, it goes from boredom, complacency to apathy to death. Sorry, that's how it works. But if you're seeing life as a daring adventure, you've got no time to be bored, no time to be complacent, no time to be apathetic, and certainly no time to check out. So life is either a daring adventure or nothing. And being daring, as you know, because whenever you've been daring in your life, you'll know this, that it actually elevates your vibrational resonance. And you sort of get the tingles all over and it's like, oh, I just did that. I just said that. Or whatever it happens to be, it gives you that wonderful buzz because you are daring to take a risk. You're breaking free of your past and you're actually provided nearly spontaneously with new insights and opportunities. But as we can see at the moment, as a modern society, we seem to be so busy sanitizing our existence through political correctness and warning labels, and now, of course, through social distancing, that for many of us, it's now become a learned behavior to avoid risks. We've become risk adverse rather than embracing them. In fact, we've been conditioned to be scared to dare. We're too scared to dare. And that, if you stop and think about it, is so depressing, and we even do it with our kids, oh, don't climb the tree, you'll fall out. Well, we could say, be careful as you climb the tree. Let's not terrify our kids into being scared of risk. And of course, we know that to achieve anything in life, we must dare to take risks. Now, I'm not talking about reckless risks. I'm talking about meaningful, empowered risks. Risks that we know deep down in our heart are the risks we need to be taking in order for our life to change. So tonight, I want to share with you the 4 rewards of risk. So aside from the obvious benefits and the obvious reward of manifesting the outcomes we want, there are 4 ways that risk enriches our lives. And so the first reward is, obviously, we become more. We become more of who we are. We stretch beyond our comfort zone. And doesn't it get comfortable in that comfort zone? And that's why I say to people, shake it up a bit. Shake it up. I noticed Tracy's talked about shake it up, shake it up. Yeah, shake it up a bit. Do something different. Even if you don't want to, take that risk. Dare to be more. And so when we become more, we stretch past our comfort zone, we expand our consciousness, which of course has got so many rewards unto itself, and we elevate our energy, we get the buzz. For those of us who are here, and there are a few of us who have been in the entertainment game, we know what that feels like when we dare to get out on the stage. And in fact, we hunger for it because we love what it does to our energy. We know that daring to go past that comfort zone, and that's what it is, daring to go past. Yes, we're prepared and we're ready, but it still takes that little bit of daring do every night when the curtain goes up to get out there. And what a buzz, it's fabulous. And that's because we are becoming more. We're challenging our conditioned thinking. We're challenging the ego that says, oh, you sure you're right? Do you know how you're doing? You sure? And what it does, how we become more, is that we develop more confidence, more courage, more creativity, more commitment, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So that's what happens when we dare to take meaningful, empowered risks. That's the first reward. I remember counseling a client recently, and she was in her late 30s, and she was going through a divorce with her husband. And she was a very timid, shy young lady. And she was really actually quite terrified to speak her piece at the meeting, at the solicitors' meeting, where they were going to really just nut out this agreement. And it was so important for her to dare to speak up. Now, for some of us who are used to being assertive and who are used to speaking our minds, we would go, oh, no, I'm not going to stand for that. No. But for her, it was a huge experience of daring to speak up and say what she deserved and what she expected in the divorce settlement. And I had to counsel her for quite some time on this until the big day came. And, she had tummy upsets and the whole body was just, reacting because there was all this fear coming up. But she did it. She dared to become more. And she spoke up and she found her voice. And of course, from that day, for the rest of her life, she has developed more confidence, she has developed more courage, she has developed more self-awareness and appreciation for who she is and for how much she can truly change in her life just by that tiny bit of daring to take a meaningful and empowered risk. And it changed her life. And that's what risk can do for us. By daring, it changes our life. It has the potential to change our life. That's why I love Helen Keller's statement, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all, because that statement, if we live by it, has the potential to change our lives. Now, the second reward that we get from risk by taking meaningful, empowered risks is that we end up doing more. And we do more, not because we begrudge it, but because we want to. We're inspired, we're motivated to do more. We learn new skills, we learn new processes and systems to launch us into a better future. And as we do that, we ignore our past limitations. We forget all about it. We go, no, that was me in the past. That's not me now. And we learn new things and we overcome our fear of the new in our life by practicing repeatable sequences until we've got them. And that's a bit like when we go on stage. We have practice and practice and practice and practice, and we have those new repeatable sequences until we get on, and that minimizes all the risk. It's not like we're going out there and we don't know what we're doing. So for those of us, as I said, who have an entertainment background, this makes absolute sense for us because we've lived it. We've dared to live it. And this is the thing. And we are in the most amazing time. To be very honest, I'm a little bit sick of everybody going, oh, COVID, I wish 2020 would finish and everything else. This is a great year. This is a fabulous year because it's given us the opportunity, and even if it's been forced isolation and closed borders and everything else, it's given us the opportunity to truly dare to embrace our personal transformation. We have had the opportunity to dare to look around us and go, what is there in my life that just isn't working? Now's the time to pivot. Now's the time to prepare. Now's the time to plan. And so we end up doing more because we're daring to take 2020 as an opportunity rather than doing what so many people are doing, which is going, I wish it would be over. Can't I drink my way out of it? No, dare your way out of it. Dare your way out of it. Use it as this fabulous catalyst and live your life as a daring adventure. Why? Now, I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm trying to give you an opportunity to go, yeah, why not? Because that's what it is. Yeah, why not? Okay, why not give that a go? Why not? Because life is short. We know that. Life is short. And the more we live it, we realize how damn short it is. And so let's make it all as daring as possible. And I see 2020 as the year to dare, to be and do and to have and go out there and make a life that really matters, because taking meaningful, empowered risks pays off. The third reward of taking risks is that then, bingo, we've been becoming more, we've been doing more of what matters, and then what happens is we end up having more of what counts. Because since we've been elevating our resonance and our vibration, and we've been shifting it up the hierarchy from, depression and shame and anger and judgment and all of those things, and we start to vibrate higher, as it were, our resonance is actually vibrating faster. It's vibrating faster towards the speed of light. That's really what it is. From a quantum physics perspective, that as we start to resonate there, of course, it's nearly like we're shake, rattle and rolling all the old stuff off us, all the old limiting beliefs off us, and then we become this wonderful, free, attractive magnet. And more opportunities come to us, more money comes to us, more of everything comes to us, and we attract in more like-minded people to support us. And the old tribe that didn't serve us falls away, and we actually attract in more people. I've attracted in an enormous amount of like-minded business people during this time because I've dared to go out there. I've dared to step out and actually be more and do more of everything I've wanted to do. And if it hadn't been for COVID and everything else, I wouldn't have probably done it. Well, I would have, but maybe not now. So it's really fascinating. It all comes in because when we dare to step out of our normal life, we open the way for the extraordinary life to manifest. And one of the best examples I've seen of this is Richard Branson. Because as we know, no one who has succeeded in manifesting their dreams has ever done so without taking risks. And Richard Branson is like the poster boy for the daring adventure. He's the adventurer. He's the entrepreneur. If you've ever seen documentaries on him, he's like, whoa, across the world in a balloon. I mean, he's the stuff that movies are made of. But the really interesting thing is that Richard Branson, and you might know this, has dared and tried and failed more times than most people know. Sure, he's got Virgin Airlines, and before he actually launched that nearly fell in a heap, but he also launched Virgin Cars. That didn't work. He launched Virgin Cola as a competitor to Coca-Cola. Well, of course, that didn't work. He actually launched a fashion line called Virgin Brides. That didn't work. And he went into competition with iTunes and launched Virgin Digital. Now, they're just some of the failures, okay? But he dared to take risk. And those risks were meaningful, calculated, and empowered. And even though the business didn't succeed, look what it gave him. Look who he became in the process. Look at everything he's gained. Any one of those so-called failures could have derailed him, but the mark of a true adventurer, the mark of a true entrepreneur, okay, everybody wants to call themselves entrepreneurs, but the mark of a true entrepreneur is the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. And he is a true adventurer in both business and in life, and he continues to dare. So we are right in the midst of great change. The biggest change, in fact, that probably any of us will see in our lifetime. We're in the midst of it. So what a wonderful opportunity to be daring to step out there on the edge and go, now's my time, now's my time. And the last reward of taking meaningful and empowering risks is that our life then has more meaning. We live more meaningful lives. So I look at it this way. If we consider life as a line, although that is not correct, but if we consider life on a linear framework, and if we go to the extremes, out there sits our possibilities. That's where they sit, out there on the edges. And then we come further in and we have our probabilities. That's what probably will happen. And then in the middle, we have our actualities. That's what's actually happening. Now, once we start to live life as a daring adventure, our energy, our resonance, our magnetism starts to bring in the possibilities to make them probabilities, and then it brings in the probabilities to make them actualities. And that's how we manifest the life we desire most, because we are resonating. We are resonating as we dare and as we take meaningful, empowered risks. And everything that was sitting out here just starts to come to us. We start to attract it. And so what happens then is that we reframe the way we think about life until we get to the point that we say to ourselves, the risk of not daring becomes greater than the risk of daring. Think about it. The risk of not daring becomes greater than the risk of daring. So consider that. Is that how you live? Just consider. Is the risk of not daring greater than the risk of daring? So you've got to consider, what is it for you? What turns you on? There's that old fabulous statement that says, fortune favors the bold. And you know, for many of us, particularly us baby boomers, as it were, we grew up a lot with that because our parents came out of World War II. They knew what tough times were. They really knew what tough times were. And so we were brought up in a time of great optimism and great joy and great hope. And we were pretty bold. We were out there as teenagers and young people. We were bold. We did things. We gave it our best shot. And now what's happening is that has changed a lot. And sometimes I feel a little saddened by that. You know, we need to encourage our younger generation to be bold, not angry, not outraged, but bold, enlivened, with a bit of daring do. So consider that. Fortune favors the bold. When was the last time you were bold? Okay, so what I'm saying is, if you haven't been daring in your life lately and living as an adventure, begin by taking small risks. Now, you don't have to take extreme or high level risks like skydiving. Don't go way out on left field, unless of course that's something that's been on your bucket list, right? But you can do it by taking small, low, moderate risks. So here's a list that you could start doing. And these are all little risks. They have low significance or low severity if they don't work for you. So you could smile at other people in the supermarket. That's how I started getting back into living life as a daring adventure. after my big crisis as I went into the shopping centres and started smiling at people. I was terrified. But hey, it works. You go and smile, and you know what? A smile is more than likely returned. And if not, who cares? Find another person. More and more people will smile. Let me tell you, people love people who smile. Strike up a conversation with a stranger. If you have dogs and you're going for walks, the best thing in the world is a dog for a conversation. Oh, it's fabulous. People love to chat. That's being a little daring if you haven't done it for a while. If you normally keep your opinions to yourself, speak your mind with civility, with love, with compassion, but maybe jump into the conversation a little bit as well. You can stand up to an offensive joke, right? It is a time that we stood up and we actually said at times when, and I would have to, I'm sorry to say this, that a lot of the baby boomer men still have a bit to learn when it comes to jokes about women, and you've got to go, nah, can't do that anymore. Sorry guys, that's done. And always do it with good humour, but dare to take the risk. You can ask for something that you normally wouldn't ask for. You can actually break a pattern. Instead of every night watching this particular show or whatever it is on television, change it around. Just change it around. Dare to do something different. Try a new type of food. Oh no, no, try a new type of food. If you don't like it, who cares? Doesn't matter. Not going to kill you. Call an old friend that you haven't spoken to for a while. Oh, but they might. No, just dare to do it. Dare to do it. You will be pleasantly surprised by the response. Maybe start a business, go back to school, do some study. Even if you don't want to do formal study, there is a huge amount of courses and YouTube videos and everything that is out there that you can actually increase not just your knowledge base, but your understanding of life and of who you are. Stretch, move that consciousness, get yourself out of your comfort zone, pursue a dream job. There's always something you've wanted to do. Get yourself ready for it. Now's the time. Get yourself ready for it. Learn a new sport or hobby. I was talking to my manager from our Melbourne business today, and she's still on JobKeeper because we have no business there at the moment. We don't think we will have any business maybe until March next year, if we're lucky. She's gone back to knitting. Now, she hasn't knitted since she was a kid. That's about 50 odd years ago. And so she's knitted this fabulous little jacket for her dog. And I said to her, you know what, you could do a side hustle on that because that just isn't plain knitting. She's got links and all, I don't know what it is, but it was fabulous. She could start a whole side hustle and maybe make money. So, pursue some hobbies, go back to old hobbies, join a support group or join different groups. Tell someone you love them and appreciate them, and just make a commitment to yourself to do that thing you've always wanted to do, but you never stuck to it. So they're just little ways, little daring risks you can put into your life. So consider at this point in time, is there something daring, empowering, or meaningful that you've been putting off? If there is, go ahead and do it. Dare to do it. Doesn't matter if you don't finish it, you dared to start. Because once you start, you usually will keep going because it's such a great feeling and your energy resonates. And then, if there's something you've wanted to say or there's a conversation you wanted to open up with somebody or whatever, dare to do it. Because again, you may be surprised that it's only your interpretation and that the other person doesn't think that anyway. So it is time. It's time for us to dare to be more, to do more of what matters and to have more of what counts, and to just try to live life as a daring adventure. And from my point of view, I dare you to do that and give it a bit of a shake up. Give it a bit more of energy. Let your energy and your passion, bubble up within you more and more every day. So let's have a look at some comments, or if you've got any questions, we've got stuff here. Yes, Michelle's talking about it's been a great year. Tracy agrees that Richard Branson, an amazing energy. Yes, and look at that, all that daring about him. Sally was saying, I don't want to be a boss or an entrepreneur, so what risks do I take? Right, you don't have to do that. It could be the risk of doing a course. You might go, I want to expand my mindset, or I want to get into more reading, or I've always wanted to read these types of books, or I've had a curiosity about something. Many times we can have a curiosity, like I'm always very curious about quantum physics and quantum mechanics and quantum tunneling, and any of the scientific theories that they're actually starting to find out about now. So it could be something as simple as that you've had a curiosity about something, but you've never bothered following it up. So follow it up. Be daring enough to go, yes, I'm going to do that. Or it could be something like you've always wanted to do painting or drawing or something. Dare to take it up. There's so much out there. And also it could be daring just to get in and investigate, rather than sitting back and saying, oh, I don't know what I want to dare to do. Actually dare to get into the World Wide Web and just start going down rabbit holes. Because once you start going down the rabbit hole, something will occur to you. So you don't have to go out and take those big risks and be a boss or an entrepreneur. There are risks everywhere, little meaningful risks that we could dare to take in our lives. New and unique experiences energize us, absolutely. And baby steps, baby steps. Yes, it doesn't have to be big. As I said, no jumping out of planes, unless that's what you wanted to do. Once in my life, I was going through, I wanted to actually accelerate my personal transformation. So I did a bungee jump. Now that's so far out of my comfort zone that it just did me in. However, after the bungee jump and then you curl up in a fetal position and you go into a whole spontaneous awakening of stuff and your whole body is just screaming that you're mad. Boy, it shifted some stuff. Would I bungee jump again? No, I wouldn't. And I'd always wanted to skydive, but the bungee jumping actually turned me off the skydiving. So you don't have to do those things, but you can take a little risk. Another risk that you can take, which is quite daring, and that is to have cold water in your shower when you finish showering at night. Or in the morning. So you have a blast of cold water. Boy, it takes some daring to do that and give your body that little shock for 60 seconds and your heart goes and the stress levels come up, but your body actually loves it. It goes, whooshka, right, we are ready. We are doing different things here. That's a little daring. That's a little risky, and it's not going to hurt you, and it's not a big thing. So little steps, little things. So as Tracy says, yes, no limitations. And we tend to get a bit, Sally said she bungeed too, never again, but glad you did it. Exactly. So there's all those things. And as I qualified it, empowered meaningful risks. You don't have to go out there and be reckless, and always listen to your intuition. So let's say you were walking down, which you can't do at the moment, if you went to Bali and you were walking down the street and there are all these, food cafes there, and you thought, oh, I'll be daring, I'll have that. Just tune in firstly, in case your intuition says, no, not from that stall. Okay, so we need to know this. That was like when I went to China many, many years ago, and this young man who was there, we were going over for a wedding, and this young man knew that I ate snails, which I did at that time. I don't now. I did at that time. And he said, would you like a platter of snails? I said, oh yes, that'd be lovely. So here I am thinking that I was going to get a lovely platter of snails done in garlic and butter and everything else. But of course the snails came and I thought, well, this looks very nice. And then I put one in my mouth, but it was alive. They were raw, poor little darlings. And of course, no, I didn't take that risk. I very politely spat it into my napkin and said, thank you, but no thank you. for a number of reasons, obviously. But yes, you have to use common sense, everybody. Use some common sense as you do this. Don't just be reckless. Michelle talks about indoor skydiving. Yes, I've seen that. That looks terrific. That's one thing I'd like to do, and I'm scared of heights. Okay, well done. That looks really good. You and I have to talk, Michelle, as to where you did that. That is one thing I'd like, because I've always wanted that feeling of weightlessness. I love that whole idea of weightlessness, and so that shakes up everything. That shakes up your energy as well. So look, we're going to call it a night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And can I say thank you so much? I know I have a lot of regular people here, and it just, blesses my heart with joy that you join me each week for Power Chat, for these masterclasses. I love being able to share my truth. It may not be your truth, and I'm not asking you to make it your truth, but I love being able to share and to contribute and to maybe give you a different perspective on how life can be. So this week, why not dare to live life full out and flat out? And if you have started a gratitude journal, which we talked about last week, why not write down on the other page exactly what little risks you took and how that little daring adventure enriched your life as such. Michelle's going to walk the Story Bridge at the end of the month. Yeah, and she's going to come indoors skydiving with me. Great, cool. That would be good. That's terrific. So if you want more, everybody, there are links. I don't know where they are anymore. They're not down the bottom. They're on the side. I don't know. Facebook's all changed. So if you want to read more about how to be daring and to get a new perspective on life, there's Master Mindset, my book, which is 21 Transformative Ways to Master Your Life in This Uncertain Time. You can learn more on my website, and you can get more with my free Mindset Mastery Assessment. I'm changing up a whole range of things very shortly, and you will be the first to know. Brand new business model happening. I'm supercharged. I am daring to really go out there. It's a wonderful time. And if you know anybody who wants more in their life, please always feel free to repost my reminders, repost and share these videos. They're all loaded there on my page. And again, I will say one more time, dare to be more, do more of what matters, have more of what counts, and live a life that truly matters. Don't leave here with regret. Okay, everybody, I will see you next week. Thanks again. Love your company. Bye for now.